Campfire stories from the Dying Embers universe. Dragons, aliens, and things that go boomp in the night.
Seed time.
Part 6.
She had questioned his estimation of the drive time, but they pulled up to the end of the room, a circle just wide enough for a long truck to turn around in well under an hour. Plenty of sunlight left to make the peak if we want to watch the sunset, Pat suggested, and just in case we have flashlights for on the way back. Those clouds don't look like they want to wait for tomorrow, Cadence pointed out, eyeing the eastern sky, what was visible through the trees at least, uneasily. Well, do we have to wait for us to find a bit of a world before, Pat responded, pulling on the small backpack she handed him. Lean on, wise mountain woman. Cadence smiled and set out with the long, loosening step that she found worked best in the mountain. Pat kept pace, but was awkwardly quiet. She glanced through the face, creased with concentration, and thought it reasonable. They were out here, looking for the body or the guidance of something that, if it wasn't her own fancy, could be nothing short of an ancient forest spirit. Not with a heady idea to ponder him, Cadence did as they climbed higher. This was my Chiauset, she said, dropping her backpack beside the rock she'd been city watering the hawk cat had chuffed at her. She was scanning the slope higher up the mountain as a suddenly sharp wind pulled down her loose hair. The clouds covered the entire sky now, and though they did have a good half hour till sundown proper, she was glad of the flashlight. However, before she could locate the exact spot, she had observed a giant track, and a strange motion caught the corner of her eye, and she turned with a gasp, for just as Pat collapsed into a sitting position of the rock. "Pat!" she exclaimed. His face was pale, and even in the dim light, his chest was heaving as she pulled out the chanking she had brought and insisted on his drinking some water. When he had recovered a little, he grinned ruefully up at her. "So, Pat!" he gasped out. "What do you call her? That's like had a trail. You call about a trail?" "Yes," Cadence said, tilting her head to the side curiously. Pat gave a rueful laugh. "Guess sending him a snowplow all spring means I'm out of shape," he said. "Or, you girl, you just hack fast." Cadence smiled and had zero diet of dried fruit, which he accepted with shaking hands. "You sit there and eat this," she said. "I want to go see the trap before we lose all natural light." Pat nodded and Cadence climbed the filed stretch to where she'd seen the hot cat pawing at the ground. One giant track was slightly faded, but was still clearly visible in the beam of the flashlight. Cadence knelt and touched the loose earth thoughtfully. The trees this side of the mountain were sparse, affording a decent view of everything around. She knew these volcanic ridges could be deceitful, but she didn't think a healing, even a small one, could be easily hidden in any direction she could see. And the hot cat had touched his paw here. Cadence stood and turned off the flashlight. Around her the trees creaked as they bent to the wind. Her eyes slowly adjusted through darkness as she stared around at the shape of the forest floor against the sky, the dark pillars of the trees, the dark gray almost black of the sky between their blocker branches. Her eyes traced down to the track to clearly paused. There, at the edge of the giant trap, was an ever-so faint patch of light, so dear a glow that Cadence almost took it for an actor image, but as she knelt to examine it, the spot didn't move or change shape. She reached out to brush her finger over it, and a shiver ran through her at the touch. She whispered.
End of Part 6.
Bard has led his pool of outcast warriors across the stars to this strange blue planet with its cold, nearly dead surface. For years, they clung to each other in the magma caverns, only going to the surface to humor the curiosity of their hosts, until the day a young alien wandered into Bard's song and resonated with him, and gave his pool a hope of something more. Now, a dark threat from Bard's homeworld threatens the fragile connection he has formed with this alien family, and the stars sing of war.
Get your copy of Hidden Fires, available only on Indiegogo this October 2024. Check out the link below the video, like, subscribe, and share.